the sun rises, so do we rise from the east.
Ta 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 Igbo kwenu kwenu kwezono.
Eastern Circle.
Hey, you're welcome to another wonderful time out where we get to discourse and bring you up to speed with all the beautiful happenings in the southeastern Nigeria. My name is Ike Esquire, and you're welcome to Eastern Circle on Rapid TV. And as you know, someone decided to wear black today. I wouldn't know if she's mourning the devil, but I decided not to just go on my blue. But however it is, maybe she would have to explain to us. Peace, Summer Lewis, why are we on black today? But you're welcome.
Thank you so much, Esquire. Just so you know, this is not my first time wearing black on this show, so.
No, I don't know why you have to wear black today.
Today?
Yeah.
No one told me that we had a uniform. I was meant to appear in a certain way. If not, I would have maybe, spoken to my
now
manager.
wearing my school uniform. I thought you were going to wear your own.
That's fine.
So how are you doing?
I'm great.
And how was the whole festive season, everything, the razzmatazz?
It was indeed a lovely festive season for me. Over the weekend, I got to travel for a traditional marriage, and you could see that everybody is into this whole celebrations, as though once we are in this Yuletide season, everybody decides to organize an event just to be part of whole, celebration. So that traditional marriage I went for, would you believe me if I told you that in a particular location we had up to 8 events going on that particular location, and they were all traditional marriages and white weddings. What's going on?
If I had known, I would have actually told, maybe organized, there should be a burial just at the middle.
What?
So just spoil the game.
It's going to be a mad combo, I'm telling you.
It's called the game spoiler. Yeah, just spoil it. Just the way you spoil the fact that I'm on blue and you decided to wear black.
I didn't spoil anything. If only you told me, I was meant to match you.
But I like the top anyway.
Thank you.
I did mention that it's like I'll be picking something. The museum I told you where I'm keeping articles. Yeah, it's still there. So
no problem. I think this will work because of the pearls on it.
Yeah, as soon as we're walking out of the studio, my PA will pick this stuff from
Definitely,
you.
I will
give you something to wear. All right, you're welcome. And it's always very exciting to do this with you. And we have a lot of things for us on this particular edition. But then we go on this very short break. When we come back, we'll bring you all that we have in store for you. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
As the sun rises, so do we rise from the east.
Ta 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 Igbo kwenu kwenu kwezono.
Eastern Circle.
Welcome back from that very beautiful break. While we were on that break, Squire was complimenting my outfit.
I think we were.
You made mention of me giving you my outfits to display in your museum.
Definitely, like I did mention my museum, and I'm picking stuffs, right? So just to
the reason why I'm laughing and I had to stop there was like, I'm wondering, why do you want to use my stuff to fill up your museum, to make up your
I have
museum?
a lot of. I'm doing collections. I'm collecting things.
Okay.
So I'm taking from a lot of people.
Please make sure you take from our camera guys too.
I'll pick the cameras.
Okay, that works. I think we should get right to what we have in store for them today.
Okay, so we move right away down to Ebonyi State, where something good is actually happening, and I can tell you, it's something commendable. Talking about the governor of Ebonyi State, His Excellency, Right Honorable Francis Wifuru, on the 31st of December, announced the procurement of 4 new aircraft as part of a plans to launch its proposed state-owned airline that's known as Ebonyi Air. It's really going to be amazing.
That's
now, he got a lot of persons really surprised, because if you think about a state that, let's say in the southeast, that should own an aircraft, Ebonyi State is not a state that you are going to be looking at. Now we're looking at the little when it comes to internally generated revenue, and we also look at the side of the federal allocation that comes to them. Now, Ebonyi State was just cut out from Abia State, and a little bit of what you have in Enugu and all that, and they are not. They don't even have much. They don't even have much, and you can see what the governor is doing. When it comes to, some time ago, we talked about the governor giving 100,000 for 2 years consecutively, and then the year 2025, he gave out 150 to all the civil servants. Unlike you don't just get that in every state, and very commendable. And now this is what it is. Now, the governor plans that the decision to procure the aircraft was a strategic economic move aimed at opening up the state to investment, tourism, increased business opportunity rather than a quest for prestige. And according to him, he stressed that the proposed Ebonyi Air will reduce travel time and cost, encourage private sector participation, and position the state as a competitive destination for economic activities. There were a whole lot. For sure, we know that when things like this is brought into the state, it opens up a lot.
It opens up a lot, even getting to introduce the state to investors. Investors are now interested to know, oh, we have this in Ebonyi, why don't we invest? And now it's a beautiful innovation, having to create job opportunities for the youth. Not really youth from Ebonyi, even any other person. You and I could even go look for a job there. That's if we decide to be a pilot or a flight attendant.
The fact about it is that if there is a job I want to do, is not to deceive myself when I'm dying.
Please, I don't understand what you just said.
The other time, I have something about aircraft. The other time we talked about the time there was a crash.
Yes.
In
Owerri.
And when this hostesses will be moving around you, becoming nicely overnizing. You just know that they want you to die happy.
No, don't put it that way.
No, I'm not talking. I'm just saying.
It's their responsibility to make you feel welcome, comfortable. No, don't put it that way.
No, I'm coming.
You need to be nice at least. They are flight attendants, and most of them, they are very beautiful. I don't think I've actually seen not so beautiful.
I have during when some people decided to expose themselves. The other time when something happened,
let's not go there.
Yeah, we're not going there, but I saw a lot of them, and but for sure, it's a nice one. And one of the things that the governor also assured the people, it's basically, which is always more of a concern when it comes to management, is always say that anything that belongs to the government, it's seen as a goat owned by many. And when something is owned by many, hunger and lack of maintenance, it's always the case. But he has assured the people, the residents, everyone from Ebonians. He assured them
I love how
that
you put it.
yeah, he assured them that it will be well managed. And that the coming government and everything, they are going to set up the right structure.
Yeah,
Yes.
because I wanted to mention it's not about saying, yeah, we have plans for maintenance. We have plans to make sure we still remain on the map and still remain that right aircraft for you. Because aside saying it, an action should follow. So I believe there are already structures existing, or rather they are working towards it to make sure that it's properly managed. Maybe not entirely the government saying, yes, we are managing this, but picking someone who has proven him or herself to manage the aircraft. So that would be a welcomed, innovation.
Of a truth, we already have templates. Now let's use the one in Akwa Ibom State.
Okay.
You understand, where we talk about the Ibom Air. They're already doing something.
Yes.
They've been there for a very long time.
Yes.
And they are improving. People travel from Abia State down to Akwa Ibom. So they've been managing it well. And I can tell you, so it's already a template to work with, and they've improved. Now this year they are moving to international. They are going international.
That's beautiful.
So that's to tell you, if someone is doing it right, so what you need to do is just to borrow a cue.
Yes.
What is how are
find
they
out what
achieving-
they're actually doing right and employ it in your own.
Yeah.
Don't try to be a sole proprietor or initiate your own things. They are forerunners for a reason.
Yeah.
So you should be able to adapt, see where they failed. I mean, people are succeeding in this whole thing.
Yeah.
So you don't have any reason to fail. Also, there's something I would really love the government to address, the point of affordability. I mean, they said they're creating this. This is for the citizen. This is for the people of Ebony and any other person. It wouldn't be fair, or rather, it would be unfair on them, on the people.
You mean the airfare?
Yes,
it
the
will be
ticket.
high.
No,
Let's just face it.
I just hope they
No,
don't.
it won't be subsidized, because they are not buying Jet A1 from somewhere else. And one of the things the government might also do, they probably would hand it over to someone. It will be an agency of its own, so that it can be managed well. But the fact is that it's the people who are going to work there. They are going to have pilots. They are going to have people, and some of these people are paid in millions. They are well paid, and it's what they get from you. So you see, it's not going to be cheap. It's not going to be cheap, in as much as it's government. But let's not forget that this initiative is business. It's meant to generate revenue.
Are you saying that it's mainly business?
It's basically business,
not for the betterment of the people
It's
improve?
It's for the betterment, because by the time the IGR of the state increases, they use it for infrastructural development that touches the grassroots. But do you understand what I'm saying? So this is more like, let's get this money from the bourgeois and then let's serve the people. So they are not going to reduce the amount of money, because it's not for everyone. Everyone is not going to fly.
If it's for the people, if the government is saying it's for the people, then it should be. No one is excluded from the people.
The fact is that everyone will not fly. Now, when it comes to business,
don't put it
you
that
understand?
way.
Now, when it comes to business, there is no sentiment. You don't spend your capital. Most of these aircraft that you see, they were not born. They were born, bought through maybe overdraft. Most of them were even bought on loan. Do you understand? Now, they've acquired it. They might not have paid in full. You understand? They would have, we are going to be paying every month from our generated the federal allocation, and maybe from whatever we are going to be dropping this, but then make this aircraft available to us. Do you understand?
So what you're saying that
they need to recoup the funds, they need to pay back in the situation whereby they bought it, they borrowed to get the aircraft.
But so if we're working with it this way, it means that the basic resident will not be able to afford it.
The fact is, let's face the fact. Everyone will not be able to afford everything. So that's just it. The thing is, what are those major basic amenities that everyone needs? You understand? Things like lights, road, good health, good hospitals. When we talk about good schools, those are the things. Security. Now, the flying an aircraft is not a basic amenity. In fact, the government don't owe you that. Now, for a government to decide to jostle into that, it's the government trying to create
level up.
Yeah, they want to create other areas of income. So they can't come out and say, if you have to fly to Abuja, right? The flight went up to as much as 400, 700. Do you expect them to fly at 500?
That's
Jet
true.
A1, are they the one? Someone is supplying
yes,
the
it's
fuel,
supply,
the
yeah.
aviation fuel. And it's not, the person don't give them, they don't cut the price. So Ebonyi State is not having, they don't have enough money to the extent of cutting
Are you saying
things.
this with proving?
I'm saying it because
Yeah,
I'm a businessman.
I'd rather you say allegedly.
I'm a businessman.
Oh, so you
I'm
know.
looking at it from the side of business.
So you're saying Ebonyi State doesn't have money?
That's not what I'm saying. They
So what
don't
are you
have enough money to start cutting down on airfares.
Okay.
Don't forget that when you want to enter these flights, they are not going to ask you, are you from Ebonyi State?
Okay.
People would leave Abia State to Ebonyi State to fly. If it's now the side, there is this side of Abia State that is very close to Ebonyi State.
Yes.
Yeah, people talking about Bende, Abia North people. Imagine someone just got to the village or something and you want to fly. You might not want to go travel from here to Uyo or to Imo State. Just through, what is it called? Just through Eda. You hit and you are where you're going to, just within the, so you see it. So when you get there, are they also going to remove it and say you are from Ebonyi State? They won't ask you where you're from. The only thing, if you've booked your ticket, government would
Yeah.
have to make their money. So this is about money.
Yeah. So we have a comment from Chisom. She said, wow, I will fly Ebonyi Air as soon as it starts. But here is it. But here is the thing. She said, would I don't know if I should read this.
Yeah, I hope she's not asking for money to be reduced.
No. So she's asking that is Ebonyi State coming up with this to just be on the map, to be one of those states when they start listing out state-owned aircrafts, or Ebonyi State just wants to be on the map? Is that the reason why they are coming up with this innovation, or is it really to serve the people of Ebonyi?
To be on the map, to be on the radar, it's also a very good reason. Because
Okay.
when they have this, number one, most people don't live in it. I have a friend of mine, he stays in the UK.
Okay.
He said he would never live in any state that does not have an airport.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So having an airport, like most people would, I would say, why will there be an airport in Enugu, and then an airport in Ebonyi State, an airport in Anambra State, an airport in Abia State, an airport almost
It's
everywhere?
not bad. I
no,
mean,
I'm not saying it's
it's not bad.
But someone would say in US, but they don't have the kind of closeness that we share. Just traveling from a particular state in America, in United States of America, to another,
Yeah.
you're spending more than up to 10 hours just in the same country. But where would you go?
No, but
don't do
that's
that in Nigeria.
that's an initiative I think the government should explore. It would be very beautiful
No,
to have.
I'm not against it.
Imagine if, okay, you know, when things are everywhere, there's every liability that there'll be a subsidy in the amount for tickets. Let's say now, the airports. Imagine we have airports in different states. You know, now for everybody, like the airport want to sit up, you want to have more people come on and book, yes. So I feel like there will be a cut down in ticket prices.
That's not by the
And
government.
it will even be more safer now that we're trying to embrace air traveling,
Not by the government.
not by the government.
Yes. Now, if we have to cut this, there are a lot of things we need to look at. A lot of
Okay.
indices. First, the roads needs to be safer right now,
Okay.
because some of these people take advantage of the insecurity because they know that you would rather want to travel by air
Okay.
rather than road, considering the trauma if you're kidnapped and all that. So they are actually happy on that. Now, let's also look at Jet A1. Jet A1 is not cheap. Governments don't supply it. Private individuals do this. Now, these aircraft, are they owned by who? Private individuals. How many of these states in the Southeast? Only Ebonyi State and Enugu that own aircraft.
Okay.
So how will the four of them, can they really handle it?
Yeah,
No.
it's going to be very
You
competitive.
understand? So it's but having this whole stuff, one of the things it would do for Ebonyi State is, one, Ebonyi State would increase their IGR. and they will be on the radar. That is to say that more people, investors will start coming in because they become an investor destination. You understand? This investment, you will start seeing things coming up because people want to stay in a place where if they want to fly, it's made easy for them to hit Lagos, hit other places, and return. And then you also look at the place of tourism. They have a lot of things. So people will start, coming in. So, and then it will create jobs, even around the airports and all that. So people, like when this Airborne Air comes on not just the air hostesses and the pilots, a lot will happen when it comes to cabin crew and the people who are both, there in the plane, and also people, engineers and all that. So it's going to be a whole lot, and it's a good one. So it's for money.
Everybody will be benefiting from it.
They want to generate money, and they also want to be on the radar. Let's not forget
killing two birds with one stone.
Yeah, they also will be on the radar, even if they just wanted to generate money. As long as this milestone is achieved, they will still end up being in the radar.
That's beautiful. Well, I think now we should shift the guests to something very serious. It's not that this is not serious, but this is a matter, a story that is quite saddening for me. Very saddening. And it stands out for me because it's something that would have been avoided. Very much avoidable. So here is the gist. A man named Igwe Akuma Ako. Meanwhile, this is happening in Okonako, Ohafia in Abia State. Mr. Igwe Akuma Ako, a well-known youth leader and former President General of the National Association of Ahafia Students, I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, Ohafia, yes, was shot and killed during a violent clash in the Okonako community. He and his members of his household were returning from a traditional visit when they were allegedly confronted by youth from the Indi Owom compound. That's the neighboring compound. So during the confrontation, Igwe Akuma was shot in the chest, and sadly he was killed. While others that were with him sustained injuries, including leg wounds and whatnot. So the killing sparked angry reprisals, like the youth reportedly setting houses, vehicles, and other properties on fire. I'm wondering why. Why would they even escalate to that? You get? So concerns about further escalation and insecurity in the village quickly followed. The tragedy was made even more poignant by a report that Igwe Akuma was preparing for his wedding in the coming days. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, I was, that's the touching side. I was going to come to that. And there's been a lot, even though the police have been able to make arrests, and some people have been arrested and they've been investigated and they'll be taken to court. And if they're falling for it, no one, I always tell this, no one is worth dying for any community, issue, whatever crisis, or no one. We were even when I see people fight over land, I'm like, you were here. In fact, when I came, the land was there. The land will still be there
when you go.
So why fight for some of these things that will not even? If it is just what it is, in as much as it's not always easy. You understand? I have the one too. I am also I'm being very, very stubborn over. Most times, I have. That one, I actually insisted.
I love how you swallowed it.
I decided I'm going to be very, very stubborn over it because this one is directly, the one that is touching me, and it's not a community anything. It's more like, family property stuff. And all this, but don't worry. So I just on my own, I said no. You see, in as much as I always come to tell people, don't fight over this thing. But my sentiment over that one also, exposes what, some other people feels when it comes to some of those, but no one is worth it. Whenever you see that this is dragging towards taking someone's life,
you just retreat.
Just retreat.
There's no need to further the violence and whatnot. I mean, every human deserves to live. And it's so sad that this is happening to him, getting close to his wedding. a time of celebration. This season is meant to be a season of celebration for everybody, and now this is happening to Igwe Akuma. It's very sad. I just pray his soul rest in peace. Yeah, moving on. The Abia, like you said, the Abia State Police Command confirmed the incident and launched an official investigation because we're not sure what's actually happened, how it started, and how it's escalated to, shooting. I mean, who gave the citizens the gun? Where did they get it from? How come they
You're asking that.
Of course I have to.
Okay.
It's owning the gun is not really legal. It's just for is it?
Okay. Now the fact is that people have these guns. People bear this arm.
How we are telling this story is looking like gun is a furniture you're meant to have in your house.
Have it. Both the locally made. We call it here Oka made. You understand? It has what we call Buragade.
They're well informed in this.
Don't worry. Now we are in Igbo land, so I'm trying to tell you how these things work. We in Igbo land, in Igbo, here in the southeast, we have a particular community that is known for fabrication of these locally made guns. They are very good, and to the extent that I remember the senator representing Abia North, talking about Orji Zokal, has called on the federal government to actually get to that community, find out how they're doing this thing, bring these people on board and see what you can develop, what you can make out of them. You understand? Because these things are happening. You see all these cultists, some of these people, they are getting this. They are these double barrel guns. You understand? So the people are doing that. People have guns. Now, when I buy gun, is it not when I come and register that I have gun?
That's true.
Is it not when I come and shoot, maybe I want to kill a bird, that I shot something? If I have a gun in my house, will you know? So when crisis shows, stuff, anything ugly shows, the rest.
But no matter the issue,
and I shoot.
No matter the issue concerning the issue we have on ground, no one should resort to shooting another.
No one has the right to take another person's
even to
life.
the extent of having to burn down vehicles, houses. I mean, that's people's hard-earned money, properties. It's not meant to be so. Imagine it's your own car that they burnt. I'm feeling for those people who lost their properties over this issues this issue that would have been avoided.
It's a serious one. I used to tell people, even in radio, I was sharing. I tell people, it takes someone that doesn't have a car to burn another person's car easily.
I love that. That's very
It takes someone that doesn't have a house to burn someone's house easily. Except on rare occasions where maybe it was discovered that this person, you killed someone, or you were you're a ritualist or this, and you've caused mayhem. But for people to wake up during crisis to start burning, the person must have been eyeing that house in envy. Eyeing
there's
the car
an interior
in
motive
envy.
behind
But
that.
when you see someone that knows what people go through to buy a car, to build a house, they would always want to protect it. They would, no, don't give. This is someone.
It's the person that we are angry with.
Even if it is the person. You understand? I mean, most of the houses that gets burnt are not even people that are connected to some people will just be driving past the where it's happening. They stop you and start burning your house.
Burning your things.
And start burning maybe your car. Do you understand?
For an issue that doesn't concern you.
It doesn't concern you. So, but when you see someone who has sympathy, people with sympathy, people that understands what people go through for this, they'll be like, no. I've seen people, when someone did something, instead of burning the house, they decided to bring out the properties in the house and burn the property and left the building.
I don't know the one which is better.
I think the property.
Let me ask you then, would you prefer your house getting burnt or your properties?
The fact is that it depends. There are houses that there are some people after building, there's so much furnish the house that what they have in the house is more costly than what the building itself. But you are safer when they burn the property.
At least you have somewhere to lay down your head.
And then you can come back again. You know what that means? Most times you can just sell the building and get back to make up if that is the only thing. But for the property, for the stuffs you use in adorning your house, when your house get bought and they bring it out, you just unction them. And people like me that like buying unctioned things will buy.
Yeah, personally, none is actually safe. Burning the house, the building, the properties. No, I mean the building. Maybe they built it over like a few years back when things were more affordable. But now, check the pricing of the prices of cement, the things used for building houses. How the person make up for it, including the properties. Properties, I mean, it's very expensive.
Yeah.
So there's no need. We shouldn't resort to that. That's the funny side of this story. The funny side of the story is now there is a rumor linking the Abia State Deputy Governor, Governor Ikechukwu Emetu. So Governor Ikechukwu Emetu, his office denied it and called the claims false, that it's politically motivated. I mean, when you look at the story, you could see the other side of it, that this is a retaliation that shouldn't even come. We should not even be, it shouldn't even get to that extent. Hence, there's an ulterior motive behind that. Also, he said that the civil society groups, such as the Foundation for Environmental Rights, Advocacy and Development, condemned the killing as a grave violation of the right to life and criticized authorities for not acting on previous warnings about threats to Igwe Akuma.
Yeah, you know, Igwe Akuma, initially, he made a post, in the social media, where he called out the Abia State Deputy Governor. And then he also mentioned some things about installation of the wrong person as a traditional ruler. Okay. There were a whole lot. And then he said that he knows that he might be killed. That he's making, the revelations that he's making and all that, that his life, it's already been threatened. But he had to say all those. And then just within how many days after the publication,
it happened. So most times there is also this other parts where most of these people, and then some of those whose houses were burnt were the people he also mentioned that are cussing, that are coming up with things. You understand? Installation of these and that. Those were some of. So you see, the people got angry because they felt the names he mentioned, some of those names he mentioned in the publication, that those people who they had to attack those people's houses. So some of those houses, they felt, okay, those people retaliated. You know, there's this thing that happened even in government. Okay. Maybe I will come out right now and say a particular governor, no, they are not managing this well. They are not doing this well. Maybe they should have done this. No. And then their supporters will feel threatened. You see someone will just take it up on themselves to come and attack you. I'm telling you. The governor didn't send them, or that particular senator or someone didn't send them. They just took it upon them because they think they were, to them, they are the hitman or they hit whatever of this particular person or police. Even online. You see it in the internet, maybe someone will make a post, a particular, some of these social media complicates things. Whatever. It's not even everybody that should have access to social media. Why would you come on socials and you're saying making such claims?
No, it's, he did it. For him to have, I think we can now call it a claim. Okay. But they should have allowed the guy to be alive.
So we'll find out what actually.
To find out what happened. You know, when now he's gone, there are lots of truths you will not be able to find.
Yes, a lot of
someone will now call it a claim. But is it a claim? We don't know. He said some things. So if they had allowed him to stay alive and or maybe attacked him and he didn't die, you understand? If someone would also be looking at it, was that a shut up? You know too much. Go silent. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. So it's a lot. The word allegedly, some people can come up with it, but can we now allege because someone is let?
Everybody's alleging now.
Yeah, the guy is literally let. Had it been that Igwe was still alive, maybe we would have been looking at it from the side of let's wait for him to recover and get to find out his own side of the story.
If he recovers,
he will definitely have to recover.
Because if there is an underlying truth, they want to hide it. It's covered by omens.
Good. That's just the fact. So the deputy governor have come out to refute everything, but then the person involved is gone. So there's
life has been lost. Nothing can be done about it.
But the police, they are investigating, and something definitely will come out with it.
Yes.
Okay, so we move still in Abia State.
Yes, but I think we should go on a short break on that note and come back to give them our final gist for the day.
As the sun rises, so do we rise from the east.
Ta ta Igbo kwenu kwenu kwezonu.
Eastern Circle.
All right, you're welcome back from that very short break. And don't forget, it's still Eastern Circle on Rapid TV. Now, moving forward to the next, next story for today. On the 1st of January, 2026, Governor Alex Otiri opened a new chapter in the political history of Ngwaland, Abia State, and indeed in Nigeria. That day, one of the architects of Nigeria's independent, foremost elder statesman and Ngwaland's greatest son ever, the Ugongwa, that is to say the pride of Ngwa, the late chief senator, Dr. Jaja Anucha Nwachukwu, CON CFR, LLD honoris causa of a Trinity College, Dublin, was celebrated posthumously. The governor also proudly led the government and the people of Abia State to celebrate the 108, that is to say 108th posthumous birthday of a man whose CV is very long. Is it rich and very intimidating also. You need to know that. I had to look at you very well to just tell that it's very intimidating. Now, yeah. Now, let's look at the CV of Jaja Anucha Nwachukwu. He was a lawyer, a statesman, Pan-African diplomat, and the Ugongwa. Born in 1st January 1918 at Mbause in today's Isialangwa, North LG of Abia State, and a 1943 first-class law graduate of the Trinity College, Dublin, Ireland. And to be very sincere with you, I think he was one of the first in this part of the world. Yeah. It was called the Irish Bar, the King's Inn, in November 1944, as the first man from the entire old Imo States to be called to bar.
Wow.
So you know that now, as at that time, there was no, it was Abia, Imo, all the Ebonyi State and everything were all together. So you can see that. Now, Jaja was many things in his lifetime. He was a national legal advisor of the NCNC in 1947. You don't know of the NCNC. It's a party. I'm just trying to tell you.
Nice one. You're trying to cheat.
Now, principal secretary of the Igbo State Union between 1948 and 1952. Together with the late Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, who was actually the founder of NCNC. Now, he co-founded the African Continental Bank, ACB. He was an original shareholder of the bank and the regional director between 1948 and 1952. Jaja political trajectory is a story from the grassroots. Now, he's everything. But now, let me also tell you this. He was elected second member of the Aba Division as the Eastern Nigerian House of Assembly in 1954. He was elected first member of the Aba Division in the House of Representatives. And as you know, he was also between 1961 and 1965. Jaja was a Minister of Foreign Affairs and Commonwealth Relations. Between 1965 and 19, he was Minister of Aviation. Now, he was in 1979 elected senator for the Aba zone under the NPP and was re-elected in 1983 before the military struck.
That's a long one. A lot about Jaja.
Very, very, the long one. The long one. I think, I can relate. He was my senator that time.
Why are you owning up to that?
Because when he was re-elected as senator, I was already here. Okay. So I was already here.
So you were born in 1941?
As a matter of fact, he was re-elected senator in 1983.
Oh, you were
By
born
that time,
then.
I was already running around.
You didn't even
the
know what was
vicinity.
going on then.
At least I was beating so many people around that time. So it's for me it was a very beautiful this thing. And you know the government of Abia State did something very very prominent. They renovated his house and also
His library.
And that one
Refurbished.
that you liked very well.
Well, no, don't say that.
Say it, or I will help you and say it.
What? I didn't tell you I liked anything.
You were always mentioning his graveside.
No.
What
We saw the video and we could see that yes.
But
he
why were you
refurbished.
were just hitting at the graves?
No.
Is there anything?
We just have to keep it at the back of our mind that yes, this man is one we celebrate. He has one who has impacted the history, Nigeria, Southeastern as a whole. So he's not alive; he's dead. So we are celebrating the wondrous things he has done.
Posthumously.
Yes. So I had to keep emphasizing on that. His
On the
career.
graveside.
Yes, it was refurbished.
Okay,
Not
was
just
it?
his wife's also.
Yeah, the two of them. Don't forget, you always say his wife was what?
I didn't say anything.
No, that the wife was pretty.
No, I didn't say anything.
Please appreciate that dead woman. You were saying that she's
I
very
believe
pretty.
she's beautiful.
Yes.
Don't put me on the spot. I believe she's beautiful.
She's beautiful. Were you not the one saying it?
Okay.
Let's make the dead happy.
Let's give it up to her. Yes.
Yeah,
she's indeed beautiful.
Yeah.
That's one thing that we young people will say. In carry I go market.
In Kaya go market.
Yes.
It is see well. Yeah, it was actually we want to really appreciate the
governor.
Abia State government for that very beautiful fit, renovating that house. The house was already gone. And when I saw the son, and then I was like, were they living here with everything that the father was?
Yes.
And then at this time, how were they not able to sustain the tempo that they left that house the way it was? And the son was already old. And I was like, wow, it brought to mind a lot of things, you know, and so many were like, why renovate the man's house like you're renovating just his house? Will it be of any economic value?
To preserve history, of course.
To preserve the history. And some of us were also of the opinion that that house should be converted if no one is staying there, except no one converted to a museum.
Yeah.
Yeah, a library, open the library up.
So people can access
so people can access. So that, because if you leave that particular structure for the next maybe 5-10 years without a proper managerial structure, it will still go down. So they should have something to sustain the tempo. The next government that would come in, what if they come in and they don't have their attention is not in that, towards something like that? What would happen? So for me, I was thinking they could turn it into something that would generate money. That is, if the family is not staying there.
You like money talks.
Yeah, I'm a businessman. I'm an Igbo man.
You like money talks.
When it comes to business, I know how that thing works. So it's very important.
Yeah, memorials like this are very symbolic, where we have things like this that are able to teach young persons of what happened.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't born in the 1940 whatever, but now I know about Jaja.
I was inside my father that time.
You're inside your father, and I think I was still in heaven.
Okay. I was inside my father because at that time, my father was already born.
Yes.
Yeah, my father was born long time ago. So in Bethlehem, Nigeria.
Well done. Now I know your daddy. Well, I must say, the governor, I don't believe he decided to do this with the intent of, I want to add this to the list of things I've done for the people of Abia State. I believe he's just trying to preserve history and open the doors of tourism. Imagine when we talk about Jaja, Nwachukwu, and people like, who is Jaja? He has a long portfolio, So people would want to see, let us see where this man was born. Let us see where this man grew up. Let us see what his library is made of. Talking about library, I'm very curious. I really want to see what he has in his library. It's not just about, refurbishing it. People should be given access to see what it is. So I believe that, yes, this should not just be only for Jaja. If we have other people who has made history, who has contributed to what we are now, because our yesterday is what determines what our today would look like. So we cannot forget, or rather forsake the people who made us who we are today. So I believe we should be open to, acknowledging more historians, more people who has done beautiful things in history.
Yeah, for sure. What you've said is what it is. And I also want to add that the former administration, I think they somehow also honored it. There was maybe, I think, a sculpture or something, in honor of Jaja Nwachukwu. And I also want to say, if you're leaving, discover purpose, pursue your vision, make sure you make an impact in the world. And for sure, you'll be remembered.
Yeah, one day we might acknowledge you. It might be a topic for instance here.
And also, please, when you are dealing with whatever you're doing, make sure you set up a structure that maintains whatever you're leaving behind. My father would always tell people it's good to have have money and build a very big house. But the fact is, when you are gone, let people not walk back to your big mansion, what you've done, and just speed out, because they are like, after everything, they end up using the word vanity, because you built what you enjoyed, but the next generation couldn't manage. So always build what you can manage and what the next generation can also treasure.
Manage,
because most times we build very large mansions, we live in them. When we are gone, those things, no one, because your children want to go and start something else. They want to go and build their own, and they just leave your own just that way. So it's just what it is. And I think this is the size of our package for today. It's been very exciting. So where are you taking us to?
Of course, we have to look at the milestone. And on today's milestone, we have the CEO of Coach Charis, that's Maduka
Cosmos.
Of course. Yes, the man who brought alive our electric buses that are working right here in Abia State. I'm so proud of it. I'm not an Abian, but I feel like saying I'm a proud Abian.
Adopted.
Yes. Like Alex Oti said, as long as you reside in Abia, you are.
The land is green.
Yeah.
Large too.
Beautiful. I think we should look at it. Stay tuned.
Long before his name became associated with luxury automobiles and one of Nigeria's most respected indigenous conglomerates, Cosmos Maduka was simply a young man with an uncommon sense of purpose. In 1977, with just 300 naira, Cosmos founded Coscharis Motors, a name formed from his own name and that of his wife Charity, who stood firmly beside him. What began as a modest spare parts business steadily grew through trust, discipline, and an uncompromising standard of excellence. A turning point came in 1982 when Coscharis was granted a federal motor import license, a privilege given to only a handful of companies at the time. This opened doors into vehicle importation and distribution, and Cosmos seized the opportunity with precision. Under his leadership, Coscharis evolved beyond automobiles into a diversified group with interests in manufacturing, ICT, agriculture, petrochemicals, and services. One of his most ambitious projects, Coscharis Farms, reflects his belief that true business success must create jobs, strengthen communities, and contribute to national development.
All right, you're welcome back from that very short break. And, we had to take you through our milestone for today, talking about Dr. Cosmos Maduka, the CEO of Coscharis Group, and a man that is doing well for himself. And the story of Cosmos Maduka is such an inspiring one.
Yeah, indeed.
Talking about how he started. He became a millionaire at before his 25 years. And he was someone who understood what vision, what the word write the vision down, make it plain was all about. Because he was a man who knew what he wanted in life and he pursued it. He was a man who knew what he wanted and he wrote it down in black and white, and he pursues it. He will always tell his story and says every day he will always come up, just look at the blueprint, everything, and then whenever he meets someone, he will align you. And I learned that from him, so I always try to do that. So most times I don't get worried over people. When people worry me, I don't get worried over. You know what I do? I just sit them. Do they align? I just realized they didn't align. They are just in the present. They are not in the future. We just continue. So it's just one of the things. Even when it got to in the area of a marriage and everything, he's a man that is very intentional. and he brought development to the East. And he also, when it has to do with bringing making the Igbo men, Igbo people proud, and in the automobile industry and in other industry, he's doing well. And he's a mentor par excellence. A man who turned just about $200 into, and he became one of the 500 revered businessmen. I mean, in millions of dollars.
Wow.
And he's one of the richest. When you talk about one of the richest people in Nigeria and also in the world, because he has hit more than $1 million.
These are the kind of people we young person need to be looking up to. Do a study about them. Find out what's convinced them, because his journey is more like a journey of conviction. I know what I want. I know what I want to go for. Then I'm convinced that I can be able to do this. So yes, it's a good thing that he's our milestone for today.
Yeah, and another thing that stood him out and still stands him out is integrity. There was a time he made an investment and he lost it all. And as a matter of fact, when he went bankrupt, but he spoke with his Chinese people. He was open and he told them, I'm going to pay all. And he took his time, paid all the debts. They were like, you could have run away.
Yeah.
And then but you stood.
There's no way to find
So
him.
he actually is a man of integrity. With that, his foreign counterparts released goods worth millions to him, that when he finished selling, and he's revered. And one of the things that trended about him was money now water. He said it doesn't sell. So we give it to Dr. Cosmos Maduka. So take us out of here.
Okay, thank you so much for sticking with us today. It's been a lovely outing today. We started from the Ebony down to Ohafia, where we sadly had an event that lost a life. And finally, we talked about, remind me.
From there, we talked about Jaja, our Jaja,
Yes.
our senator.
I feel like I can be able to achieve the things he achieved. I'm saying this on national TV, right?
Yeah, the fact is that you don't need to achieve everything he did.
Yes.
You just need to achieve yours.
Yes. And make it stand out.
Just do yours.
Okay, beautiful. Well, that's the size of our package today. Once again, thank you for joining us. I remain Pisomar Lewis. And with me is
Ike Esquire, brother.
to have a great day.
Yeah, bye-bye.
As the sun rises, so do we rise from the east.
Ta Igbo kwenu. Kwenu. Kwezono.
Eastern Circle.